Here we are back with the second experiment of the Antarctic Animals Science Kit by LEGO Education. This is set number 45201, contains 461 pieces, retails for $49.99, and set was provided by the LEGO Roofer Review. Thank you, LEGO. And yes, and what we're seeing here is the first experiment. And basically, this is more or less like an obstacle course for the penguins, as well as for this gentleman here trying to get down this ramp. Not too bad. And the experiment more or less works, provided if you follow the instructions, but they pretty much leave it up to you. And so far, despite me saying the set does not look interesting, at least it's something that functions, and it's keeping my interest, so looks can be deceiving. Well, in this installment today, we are going to be focusing on the shark and some other stuff with another minifigure with some kind of a floating device. Is this like a recreation of Jaws, where we build that cage where that guy goes down in there and tries to take pictures and takes samples of them? We don't know. And yeah, not too bad at all. So we'll slide this one off to the side here because we're done with this one for right now. Disclaimer. These are just merely my notes. My thoughts and opinions do not construe these professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. Because that ruins the fun. All the opinions are mine and mine alone. LEGO does not tell me what to say. I just say what's on my mind. And in addition, these are vlog type videos that we just kind of poke around with, talk about various topics throughout the build. It doesn't have to necessarily be LEGO. And I really do need to clean my workbench. And speaking of it, some people say I need to really clean this. Yeah, that's about as clean as it's going to get. A banged up, dinged up, scuffed up, stained workbench is a busy workbench. That means that this thing's had a lot of use, a lot of tutorials, a lot of mocks, a lot of set reviews have been built on this. So yeah, yeah, but I'm always into improving this channel. So if you got any comments, just let me know. Just keep the comments constructive. That's all I'm asking. Okay, let's begin. Let's build it, starting with bag number 5. So we got 3 bags in this installment today. And, oh, I see 2 small bags. So it looks like 90% of the build is in there because the last 2 bags are really small. And, well, I've seen these in black, but not in, these are like rubber Technic axle things. So yeah, let's get going here. But in the last installment, though, I wasn't dissatisfied with the set. It's just your typical build. It's just the quality of the build I think was really bad. It was kind of flimsy, so I'd say we're at a 9 right now just due to build quality. It just feels like I'm getting more air in the build than I am getting something. And yeah, so we got a lot of small pieces put together in this one. And why does it take me forever to bag a set? Who knows? I'll just sit back and enjoy the punch and cookies. Hey, at least I'm reviewing this set so you don't have to. Alright, so yeah, my floor is just covered with paper bags right now. So, what are baleen plates? I don't know, they look like wells. Well, blue wells. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, looks like bag 5 does the build. And of course 6 does this, and 7. So yeah, we got a long ways to go before we get to the fun stuff, so we're going to have to do the actual building here. And yeah, it takes me forever to get to this, but some people want to see what the manual's like, how's it laid out, and I don't blame them. I want to see too. So the first thing we're going to start with the minifigure and accessories. It looks like this is almost a recreation of Jaws. You know, I mean, hey. Sometimes I wish I had a face cam on here, because some of you would be like, oh my goodness, Jay, your facial expression says it all. Yeah, well. She's got a double-sided head. Why do I show these? Let me zoom this in here. Because some people want to know. They want to see everything, and I don't blame them. You know, you're going to cough up... you're going to cough up money on something like this. You want to see how the build goes. Is it interesting? And honestly, it's somewhat keeping my interest. It's just, you know, not too... I mean, it's just, at least we got some color in this bag here. I mean, well, I found that part. And no, I don't have any anime stories to talk about today. You know why? Because I haven't had a chance to watch anything. Because literally like 10 minutes ago, I just got done filming part 1 of this. Oh yeah, and today is January 21st, 2000... Or not January. February 21st, 2026. Yeah. I wish it was, because I'd still be off right now. Okay, maybe this is the maybe this is the Wi-Fi extender so she can get better cell coverage. We don't know. Yeah. I'm really kind of curious of what person's going to buy these sets other than just for parts. So there's our minifigure. She's all ready to go with her Wi-Fi extender. Boy, that just doesn't feel very sturdy, but this set's kind of built at the bare minimum, just like the other one. Okay, now we're moving on to some water stuff. I needed this piece in various colors, but I needed it. Now it gives me another piece in a different color. Jay, what would you be using it for? Oh, you'll figure it out eventually. If you're on my memberships, you'll see that tutorial before everybody else will. Right now, we're not going to do anything like that. Alright, so looks like it's just seaweed. But I didn't see a seaweed. Oh, wow, that's the first time I've seen green in here. Okay, well, we got that in there. And then we need the flexible axles with Technic pins. Maybe it's a life buoy or something. So we stick those in there like that. Huh. Alright, well, we'll just stick these in the little holes here. Yeah, so these type of sets, they're just like education. It's up to keep the kids occupied or something to do with the kids, you know. And, you know, like this one here, you could build up to 2 people, which is not terribly bad. But I know some people do not like the build-together sets. You know, because you like everything in one building guide. I don't blame you on that. But the build-togethers, though, they're also very nice to share the set with a friend. It's not something that you should be building alone. You should just share your experiences. That's what I'm doing. I'm sharing my experiences with you guys and gals. You know, that kind of thing. And then we have some red things sitting here. Maybe it's some kind of seaweed. We don't know. We got to make 4 of them. These are good for making side mirrors for cars. They call them a lamp holder, but I don't understand it because they're always sideways, and I always think of lamps as up and down. Except for the light fixtures back from the 60s is probably the only use I could see these being for. These just sit in there? Oh, great. We got something that's going to fall off and get lost. Well, I'd say this is probably a step under city because the build quality on these is kind of, I'm going to bluntly say it stinks. Lego, I mean, I got to say it, Lego, I have to. And see, I don't hold back. There's some out there on YouTube, and hey, that's fine if they do that. This is their best set that they've ever put together. Hey, you know, here I cut it to you straight. I don't lie to you. I don't fib to you. I don't just tell you a story and just say this is the best set in the back of my mind going, yeah, right. The experiments work, but I'd say build quality is just kind of just putting it to you delicately here. They're not built robust. But a lot of these parts I can use for my own ideas, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, no new animes to watch. Oh, there's a couple of them that I want to watch, but yeah, I'll have to worry about that after I get this done. So basically, we just got some kind of seaweed thing that does this. Maybe it's to hypnotize the kids, saying learning is cool. We don't know. Alright, so now we're going to slide this off to the side because doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. Yeah, that's what we're doing now is the shark. The shark's going to get you. Oh no, he's going to get you. There was a song that they taught us back. I remember going into... It was not a field trip, but in school we had to go to this place. It was a camping trip. It was anything but camping. We stayed in, like, these were like work trailers. It was on the coast, and there was a song that we would gather by the campfire at night, and they would sing this song. Jaws is going to get you, doot, doot, doo, doo. I don't know, remember the whole words to it. It's been like 30, 40 years ago. But I still remember that. I thought, oh man, my nephew had to go, he went to the same thing. And I didn't even ask if they taught him that song. Oh, but it was like just a camp thing. We stayed 4 nights, 5 days at the beach, but it was not a vacation. It was mostly educational. But I remembered half of it. The other half, I spent a day in the infirmary because I had an asthma attack. That's when I found out that I had asthma. I was allergic, obviously, to something over there that was really causing my breathing. I thought it was the campfire, but it only happened when we were hiking. And back in them days, kids could not carry their own inhalers with them or something. So it's like that today. You have to go to the nurse to get your medicine. I mean, maybe it's all for safety reasons and stuff, but yeah, that was not a pleasant thing. But from what I can remember, though, it wasn't too bad going to camp. It wasn't like a summer camp or anything like that where it was all fun and games with some education. This is like 90% education, 10% games. But more or less, though, it was either that or you stayed in town and they gave you a packet of work. And back then going on this trip was $60. Now this is early 80s money here. $60. That didn't sound like a lot today, but back then that was a lot. I remember there was one of my buddies, he couldn't go because his parents couldn't swing out the $60. And when I got back, I asked and said, well, what did they do? Did you just stay at home or whatever? He goes, no, they gave me a packet of work and I had to sit in a classroom. I thought, really? So they gave him this packet of work. It was just anybody's remember a diddle machine? They would diddle copy just a bunch of, just some work to keep you busy for the 5 days while the class was out having fun. You had to do work. I'm just thankful I didn't have to experience that because that did not even as an adult, just getting pointless work doesn't sound fun at all. But I remember that my buddy's like, dude, they just gave me a packet of work, and he was literally, I mean, yes, when I was like a preteen, even before I was a teen, I was like a single digit, I would be cussing up a storm. This guy used to cuss up a lot. He was just like, Smurfity Smurf, they gave me so much smurfing work, I couldn't even take it anymore. And I thought, oh man, I couldn't handle that too. Okay, looks like we're building part of maybe the fin or a torso. So yeah, that wasn't too pleasant. Okay, so this is the rear torso. How do I know that? Because we're building the fin now. So yeah, he had to do a packet of work. And now he's, and back then, like $60 was a lot of money to go on a trip. Now it's like close to 200. So thankful for the $60, and the school provided a lot more back then. Now the kids have to raise money to go on these field trips, which is kind of sad, especially today. But I just remember going on that camp. There was a lot of things I remember, though. We learned a lot about marine life and stuff. But I wasn't really into marine life. I was more interested in the computer science than that. And of course, and no, they would not allow you to bring a surfboard because there was none of that. You weren't allowed to swim in the water. You couldn't do anything. It wasn't self-guided. You had to have we had a few chaperones. And I remember the chaperones we had, they were two teenage guys in there, you know, with a bunch of us little 9 and 10-year-olds. And those guys would goof off. One of them brought a little TV, so we'd watch TV at night while we should be asleep and stuff like that, because they had us go to bed like at 8:30, and we had to get up like at 6 or 7 in the morning the next day. These guys had a lot of fun. We would just sit there and BS. They didn't care if we cussed or anything like that, or, you know, if we had to go to the bathroom, they would just let us go by ourselves. We needed a chaperone, but no, we just did it ourselves because they, you know, like, hey, the bathroom's down there, just go use it, come back. You got 5 minutes, okay. So, one night I remember I think the second night of the last night, we were all just goofing off, and next thing you know, we heard this door open up. And one of the head people came in and says, you know what? This is not a field trip. This is not something fun. This is supposed to be education. You guys are sitting here goofing off. You should be asleep right now. We got one more day and you have to pay attention to what's going on. He was ribbing into these two camp counselors. And, you know, still to this day, and I'm just like, dude, what is your problem, you know? I mean, you know how they found out? Because in our cabin, which was just a work trailer without lights, or it was just a regular work trailer off-grid, we left the windows open because it would get so hot in there, so we just left the window. What did one of these head counselors did? They stood by the window and heard us laughing in there. I thought, man, nobody likes it. Nobody likes a tattletale, you know? Especially sitting there just listening to us. I remember that, though, but I just thought, man, but those were the days, you know, just kind of lounging around. And, yeah, camp days. Boy, those days are long gone. My nephew at first did not want to go to it because he wanted to go to another trip with my parents, and my parents were like, no, you're going to do this. This seems more like something you would enjoy. He enjoyed it at the end, though. I have a feeling these two pieces are going to get married. So that was probably the only school trip that I went on. There was another one we were supposed to... No, that one was in the 5th grade. The 6th grade, we were supposed to go on an actual camping trip up in the Sierras, but we moved away long before that. And in the 6th grade, they did the beach trip. And I already did the beach trip, so if you've already been there, you couldn't go again. So, guess who had experienced this packet of paperwork? Me. So all that time, my buddy was talking about it. Yeah, I had an experience in that. And that was probably the only sad thing. So, yeah. So I didn't experience that other camping trip, but I did experience the packet of work. And how I knew it was all a bunch of ditto sheets, this new school I went to pretty much did the same thing. Here's your ditto sheets. You're going to have to do this for 6 hours. I mean, I still had my lunches. But my class was gone, so there was nobody to hang out with during lunchtime, except for maybe just some random kids who want to shoot the breeze. And yeah, that wasn't too fun. But I got to experience it, though. That's all that matters. And now thinking about it today, it's what's with all the planes flying low out here? But the packet of paperwork wasn't too exciting. Basically, it was like spelling, grammar, you had math. And it didn't matter how fast you worked, because it was just busy work at this point. So I remember asking the teacher's assistant, because she was there, I said, what if I finish this up? What do I do? Oh, we'll give you another packet to work on. So what did I do there half the time? I just daydreamed. There was no grade on this packet. They just want to make sure I was kept busy. So that was it. So that's how I know about all the packet work and stuff. And I mean, it wasn't too fun, but it was... okay, I'm looking for another one of these slopes here. Did the manual devour it? Did the Jaws, did he devour it? No. Let's make sure here. So yeah, I had to do that packet of paperwork, and that was not fun at all. So where is this piece at? Where did that go? I bet it's still in the bag. So we're looking at bag number 5. Okay, that one doesn't have it. Oh, but this one did. But, you know, that was my experiences in going to the school camping things. What was that one that they used to do? There was a... I can't remember. There was a couple of those camping shows on Nickelodeon. I can't remember what they were. Okay, I see. Before we get into that, just wiggle this in, just rotate it, and it should lock in place. There we go, making sure I got that in the right area, and I forgot to put a few pieces on that. Well, let's do that right after we get this in here. So yeah, there was a couple of those camping shows. Must be the bottom jaw. But pretty much, yeah, I got to experience my packet of paperwork. Now today we don't do that anymore. Thank goodness for that one. Okay, sorry about that. I was getting a little bit parched here. But, you know, the thing about doing these style of videos is I get to share my stories with you guys and guys. I don't want to just keep these kind of bland. You know, I want to just share my thoughts with you. You know, a lot of the big YouTubers won't do this. They won't spend the time to talk to you. You know, some people don't care. That's quite all right. But for me here, we're here to sit back and enjoy the set and build and just kind of have fun. Just kind of experiment and, you know, just kind of talk about stories along the way. Especially that packet of paperwork. And now I try not to find... It's like now, as an adult, I don't purposely find work to do. I find cartoons to watch or something. So basically, if you're a kid and you've experienced that before, yeah, you're not the only one that's experienced that. So I think the easiest way to do this... Oh, it's got blue eyes. Oh, we can call it blue eyes. This is one ugly looking shark. So what does he do here? He's only got one jaw, so you have to do this to get eaten up. You have to pat him on the jaw, bottom jaw. Yeah, but I remember those. That was the only type of camp thing, though. I never got to go to the Cub Scouts or the Boy Scouts because my parents couldn't afford all that. But I had somebody that went to it, and they said it was pretty fun. You got to earn badges and stuff. I'm like, oh, why couldn't we do that? And I told my parents about it one time when I was little, and he goes, oh, that's just cost a lot. Okay, now we're doing the top jaw here. But yeah, I got to miss out on some of that stuff. I thought, man, if I had kids, they would be going through that if they wanted to. Oh, this is kind of a double-angled piece. Yeah, so anyways, though... now, as a big boy, I can go camping and do whatever I want. I can use these for vehicles. All right. Well, I got one extra plate here. Where did that go? Or where does it go? Okay, well, let's find out here, folks. I think I forgot something somewhere. If I forget things, I forget things. Sometimes I'll get extra pieces. We put that in there. But, I mean, just going on the camping trips, those were always fun. You know, I put it here. I don't think it would go here because this is flexible. Alright, let's take a look. So now I'm going to index it as troubleshooting here, because now I got to go back and figure out what I did wrong. But I mean, just doing this style of videos, though, when we get to talk about things, you know, before I really got into the ambassador program, I did not know what I was going to do with all this, you know. I did read one of your comments on the main channel, and some have said that a lot of the ambassadors sugarcoat their sets. Well, yeah, Lego gives it to them, right? I get this stuff, too, from Lego. Do I sugarcoat? No, I don't. Why don't I sugarcoat? Because this is coming from my mind. If you're getting a good build, I want you to know about it. If you're getting a sour build, yeah, you're going to know about it, too. Okay, we did the bottom jaw. Okay, I see it there. Okay, yeah, we did that. I'm checking everything here. We're going to find out. Hey, don't bother me if they pack up extra parts. I only see it just in a few areas. So where does that even go? Or, I'm being silly. You know what I forgot to do? I wasn't paying attention. It goes in here. My bad. Whoopsie. I tell you, you got to watch the whole video. Maybe I should purposely do that to keep you on your toes. Alright, so now we got to put all this nonsense together. This right here would have just been a nice little creator set. So what is this? This shark kind of looks silly. What is this? So you put your hand in there? So you let go? Put that together now. Shove that together. Install it. Come on, install right. Boy, this is a sorry looking shark. I mean, what is it supposed to do? Then it shows you in the book here that he's supposed to chomp down on these. But look. So let's see here. Okay. So he's, okay, I see what these are for. So he's supposed to do this, and he can't eat, and it just drops it all over the ground. Well, that's kind of sloppy. That's a sloppy shark. You know, he reminds me of that. Oh, if you've watched Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the stop motion animation, where what was that? Herbie pulled out the snowman's teeth. Yeah, that's what it's like. He'll probably put his fin and go, oh no, I don't have no teeth. Oh no, and that's what we have remaining there for bag 5. And yeah, this one's not a bad build, but I don't know, we're missing some stuff. I've got 33 minutes left on the memory card, so here we got bag 6. Now this is one here which is going to be the solve. So yeah, he doesn't have teeth. What are we going to do about that, huh? Okay, that looks creepy. That looks very creepy. Well, if you need a lot of tan, there you go. Right there. Okay, so basically we're going to have to put teeth on this guy. So now he's going to have to get a set of dentures here. Alrighty, so where do we start with this? Okay, obviously we got tubes and studs. And they give us stuff like this, which is like hay bales, the bales of hay. So I guess you can come up with your own style of teeth. Let's see what we have here. So we got a lot of these. And things that will roll around, so get yourself like a little plate or something, because things are just going to be rolling all over the place here. Alright, so, yeah. There would give me nightmares. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, let's start, well, as you can tell, that doesn't reach quite right. Well, they don't give you much of an upper jaw, don't they? But you know what? See, you can't put those there. Yeah. Well, we're going to have to keep the food from falling out. Well, let's see how many of these we got here, because they only give you so much. I mean, who uses telescopes for teeth? Well, apparently the shark does. The shark is just strange. Alright. Don't go try to attack me while I'm trying to put your teeth in. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Oh yeah, speaking of the commentary, I haven't really worked on the animation figure yet. I just haven't really had any time to really get to it. And I don't know what we're doing here. But I've been kind of just toying around with Blender a little bit. What if I put some on the top here? Like that. I mean, there's not enough room there. Or you know what? They should have gave us some nose cones. What if I shove those in there? At least he has a fighting chance of eating his next victim, I mean meal. Sorry if I'm pulling it off camera, that's why I can't guarantee these. Well, that works a little better, huh? Alright, so we'll do that. And yeah, these are just for fun. This is just something for the kids. Obviously, this is not an easy one to put together. Very flimsy builds. I'm going to say that, yeah, the build quality on these is kind of just anything but. Obviously, this guy has been smoking too much because his teeth are all yellow. Yucky. You smell that bad breath through the lens, huh? My teeth are still pearly white. I don't do all that bad stuff. Oh, they don't give you enough nose cones. Well, I mean, it should be good. Or, you know what? Why don't I just pop these out and put these as teeth in the front? Make them look like a piranha. Let me zoom this out for you here. I mean, well, I thought I would have enough here. They don't give us enough nose cones. Okay. What do we do now? I mean, it would probably work. You really can't stick anything here. I could there. But then his jaw doesn't close. What if I pop these out? I mean, that almost works. Let's do that. Yeah, we're playing dentist today, huh? Here, I don't like going to the dentist, but what are we doing? We're playing dentist today with the shark. That's not a good combination. So they just give you a bunch of parts and say, here, have at it. Yeah, this thing here is just kind of... I'm afraid I'm going to break it because it just feels so cheesy. And it's not a... His teeth will fall out before he'll even get done with his meal. That's how bad this is. I'm going to say build quality is just at an 8 on this. But more or less, there's the shark with its crooked teeth. Alright. Okay, let's see if that works. I don't want to spend too much time on this because the teeth right now are kind of scary. So the thing is, you're supposed to reach in here, grab this, and, well, yeah, I gotta go pick that up. So It's obviously going to make a mess, but we actually got one stuck in its... Well, maybe not. Let's try it again here. Yeah, I'd say that this one here is kind of a bust. I mean, I think somebody rushed through this one here. They show it like this, but he's not really going to grab onto it. Because I can't get it to do anything here. Yeah, this is... well, he had it in there, but I think that this is kind of more or less a... Get in there! Come on! Eat that food! Man, make me waste my time on this. I got one in there, so it took him several tries, but let's say, let's spoon feed him. I mean, yeah, that's what it's supposed to look like, but I'll leave that up to you to figure out. But for the most part, though, that was it for the experiment. So it's more like playing dentist than anything else, installing the teeth, just so he can eat these. And yeah, that's not really fun. What did I do with that container? Because we're going to put these in here. And that concludes the solve of the build. We still got the invent, and then I got to do the review. That right there is going to take another probably 15 minutes. But what I'm going to be doing, though, is that's it. Not too bad, but that one I'd say was more or less a bust. Okay, now we're going to wrap this up with the medium bag number 7. I want to thank everyone on my main channel as well as Patreon for being contributors. That's always a big help, including my rebrickable customers too. That's always a big help. Thank you for checking out my building guides. And most importantly, if you like these style of videos, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, like, turn on notifications, all that other stuff, because yeah, motivates me doing more of these boring videos for you. I got to keep you bored, right? We don't want to be talking about animes and stuff all the time. Maybe we should. Okay, so we're going to be doing an invent thing. So now we got to create some kind of thing with the shark with the nasty teeth. Even an alligator looks better than that. So what are we doing here? Looks like some kind of sonar thing. So yeah, we got the teeth, and then we got to make a boat. Let me give you kind of like a rough example, like a animated style version. Well, okay, we're gonna have to build it, huh? Let's build that. So when I get done with this, I'm gonna do the Pokemon set. Ooh, well now. Well, that's a nice piece to have. We got a mug. We got a croissant. Okay, we got stuff for a boat. So I could just make a typical boat, which I think that's probably the best way to do it here. Something like that. Do it like that too, or just make a raft. You know. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a little raft here. So our scientist has something to do. So we got a computer here. That's printed. That's a nice piece to have there. Be good for like an airport. Maybe for an air traffic control tower. Right now we're just seeing what parts we have. Like we got a steering wheel. Got these. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what it is. We got a telephone base so ET can phone home. Alright, so how do we start this? Where do we go with it? Okay. They give us an extra one of these. We might need that for something. So I'm just looking at it, see what we could build here. I want to make this thing kind of strong where it doesn't fall apart. So let's start on it. Let's just start plugging things in. And just anybody who watches my tutorials and stuff, This is how I build things and, you know, build my stuff. I just doodle. This is exactly what I do. I just doodle. I don't care if the thing looks good, because that doesn't matter. What matters is if we can build something and it works. It would be nice if they gave us some kind of a motor, but they gave us this. Oh no, they give us the propeller. Okay, do we have a part that can be attached to? Like a Technic brick or something. Or did they not include that and you just have to look at it? Oh, they do. Okay, well now we know what goes on the back here. Now we got to make this thing kind of strong here. Yeah, that wind's starting to really kick up out there. Don't worry, we'll get to the Pokemon stuff. Right now we got to do we got to learn before we can have fun. Boy, this is falling apart. Don't expect these builds to last for a long time because these are kind of crumbling. That's all they are. They give you a bare minimum. Now, for me, I'd go in my bin and build some elaborate yacht with extra stuff, but we're not going to do that here. Now, if you got a copy of this, build it any way you want. This is just merely my demonstration here of the set. Okay. I mean, this could have been a full houseboat by the time I'm done with it. Yeah, I'm going to say build quality on this set is just lacking. I'm not too happy with the quality of this. They give you just barely enough to come up with something at least not even remotely decent. We have the phone base. I'm just trying to find something to shove in here. But wanted to put the steering wheel right there. I guess I can't because I have that in the way. I'm just looking for something that I can build this up a little bit. I could do it like this. Well, I thought I could put the steering wheel in there. No, I can't. Well, Lego, I don't know who designed this, but they were not thinking of an actual creator in mind. We have the logo here. So what do we do about that? I mean, they give you this. Well, I better figure out something soon, because I got 19 minutes left. So what do you do with that piece then, huh? I mean, it goes to that, but let's just shove a steering wheel in there. You know. Jay, it doesn't look like you're having too much fun. Well, using the word fun very lightly here. They don't even give you a windscreen with it, so we got the radar here. I mean, I guess you could put this like that. I mean, she can sit off to one side, which is what we're going to try here. Yeah, you're going to need that life jacket, sweetheart. That, you know, it's not going to be a very safe ride here. Okay, so we got that. And they don't give you a whole lot to secure this together. So let's see here. We got these. They gave you a bunch of these though. But I think that I don't know, folks. I don't know. I'm just throwing parts on here until it looks like something. No, but I could put a flag on here and use this instead. I think they said next week we're going to have more storms. Yeah, this back part just comes right apart. This thing just crumbles. Without even using any other plates or anything. it just crumbles. This is not even funny at this point. You don't really have a lot of parts to really make this thing strong. What if I shove this here? And then that gives me something to support this back piece. Oh, wait a minute, they don't even give you another set of plates. I use them there. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that the parts on this one here, you got to get really creative with very minimum parts. I mean, if you're going to teach your kids anything, yeah, you're not going to have all the parts. You need to build something. So let's say I want to make that match. That's not going to work. Well, I can shove this in the center, huh? They said it will lock it together. That doesn't come apart. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a challenge if you're trying to come up with your own creations with very basic, limited parts. But at least she can reach the steering wheel, obviously, so that's at least good news. I've seen some cars where their hands are 20 feet back from the steering wheel. It's like, well, how are they going to drive this? Or is the steering wheel there just for looks? Yeah, that scratchy cough is starting to come back again. Alright. There's the flag. Okay, well, at least they give us some 1x1s of these. Now, you don't have to use all the parts on yours. So she's got the radar, she's got a steering wheel. This water piece, I wonder if that would fit in the hole back there. No, it doesn't. She's got a set of binoculars. But you know what? We're going to use one of these light pieces and shove those binoculars on there. So she needs to look. She'll have to bend down to go get those. Well, let's put them right here. No, I can probably... No, I can't. You don't have to use all the parts, but I think that's it. We got a boat. And, yeah, am I going to guarantee that's going to stay afloat? Probably not. I'm going to use this telephone base behind there, huh? I mean, you can build it any way you want. At least Lego gives you an option to do that. And we have a few pieces here remaining. I think that's good for the experiment because I only got like 14 minutes on this card here. So you still got a lot of parts. You could probably make another little raft or something out of this. Or use it for the obstacle course for the other one. Well, that's something else I got to go pick up. And of course it has to fall in no man's land. So we got some food and we got a mug here. Well, we don't have anywhere to put the croissant. So we're just going to set the croissant there so she could just leave it on the dashboard while she's driving. And she can have something, got to have something to drink here. Oh, we usually put the mug on the dashboard. We'll put it on the computer so she can get kind of klutzy and knock it over and spill it on the radar and make it go all haywire. Gives her false readings. Then we have this thing here that she had. But it didn't say we needed this. So, that's it. So now she can float to the shark. And do that. So she can take this and just poke at his broken teeth. And that's essentially what it is. I think this mission here wasn't that exciting, although the storytellings were. And here's the parts list for anybody who is wanting to see what arrives in the set. I mean, you do get a decent selection. At least this one wasn't all totally white like I thought it was going to be. But I'd say experiment 1 was pretty cool. Experiment 2, well, not so much. Okay, summation of thoughts on this one alone. So first off, the set as a whole is going to get an 8. Build quality on each, I'm taking a point off because, you know, some of these stuff just feels flimsy. They didn't really give you a whole lot of parts, really make anything structured. It's just the bare minimum here. Although the experiments seem pretty cool. This one here, I could not get to work correctly. I don't know if I did something wrong, but this shark here, this is about the silliest thing I've ever seen in my life. That would give me nightmares. Stepping on that stuff, let alone would hurt you. That right there, I don't know. But this one here, I got to do the review now and do my notes. But all around, though, I mean, the first one was interesting. The second one, I'd say, was kind of boring. And that's pretty much for my summation of thoughts. Would I recommend this set for $50? No, it's a bit on the pricey side. This one was just kind of, if you're into Antarctic type stuff, yeah, I mean, more or less, the first experiment was cool. Second experiment was just boring. Would I recommend it? No. I'm being blunt, honestly, guys and gals. I just didn't care much for this one. But I think what I'm going to do, though, when I do the thumbnail, I'm going to do 2 different types of thumbnails. I'm going to do one strictly for this one. And then, because I'm going to tack the review one at the end of this one here, and then just save the main thumbnail for the main channel, because we're going to cover both here. With this one, we're only covering just one. So I'll have to move that big monstrosity off here, take a thumbnail for this, and then I got to do the review. And I'm not going to be able to do the review in 10 minutes. So I have to use the other memory card. But hey, I got a Pokemon set we're going to do after this one. Not a big one, but we're getting there. But honestly, yeah, just another average set out of the way. I just wasn't too thrilled with this one, obviously, except for the first experiment. But now I'm done. Take a breather, set everything up for a thumbnail. Let's do that while we're here. But I'm just not too impressed with it. You know what? Maybe she can just hold on to this while we're doing this. There we go. Now I don't have to lose accessories. Yeah. Yeah. This one. Yeah, I mean, it's just, hell, let's just stop here. Let's just jump right on into the review. Let's start with the first experiment, and this is more or less a penguin tummy slide. And we're going to start with our minifigure. So we have this gentleman here. Like he's happy to be outside instead of sitting inside the lab. So he's got his life jacket on, and he does have a printed torso. And a double-sided head, which is cool. And yeah. And he does come with a set of penguins to keep him company. Brick-built construction. And you do get to make 2 of these. These are both the same. They're kind of ugly looking. And one of the things that we could build was a boat as one of our creation. So this is something here that came from my imagination from the build. Okay. You get the life jacket, you get a radio, a helmet that he never wears, an oar or a paddle, all sorts of stuff. So this is not too bad if I can keep the camera focused here. Now, the first objective of the experiment is to build this platform, and this thing is very flimsy, so be very careful when building this. There's literally no support underneath this 16 by 16 stud plate. It feels like it was going to cave in when I was putting the accessories on here. And then we have to problem solve. So you have to have the penguins land in this little bullseye here to get the fish. So you had to add various pieces in here. They do provide you with those. So after you put all those in here, it's just trial and error in how this is going to work. So you just rotate their heads. You just put this little guy down here. And you just hope he goes down in there. Let's do this one. Maybe his friend will help him out here. Well, yeah, you get the idea. And the experiment more or less works. This time he went in there. May have to give him a little shove. Well, that's kind of a brutal way to go down the hill, huh? I mean, that's just getting your body banged up. That's asking for trouble. Now, if you want, you can have this guy take a slide down here too, but he doesn't work very well. So he doesn't have the belly to do it. So he doesn't slide. But he does need the raft to do that. And does this obstacle work with this? Pretty much does. You got the extra fish to feed the penguins. And don't mind the rumbling noise. We are in a nasty windstorm right now as I'm filming this. So hopefully everything goes out very well. So yeah, you put this homemade boat in here and just hope it lands right here. That's where I'm guessing it's going to be at. Well, no, that didn't work. It did work when I was doing the demonstration, but maybe it's not going to work now because we're doing the whole thing. That time it did. And it's very crude. There's no tiles. Things are going to hang up on the studs. But more or less, though, it does work. That time it flew off the workbench. But it's a nice little experiment. This one does work. It's pretty fun. This is a good introductory course to maybe making a snow, what are those things? Snowboard type obstacle course. And honestly, though, this is probably the most exciting one of the builds. So building this wasn't too bad. There's a lot of white pieces, but once you got to the color stuff, it wasn't too bad. This wasn't really a boring build at all here. And two, you get to make your own little boat. So it's a nice little set just to kind of get you going here into the Antarctic theme. Learn a little bit about penguins and their bellies and stuff like that. And I doubt they bump into everything that's around there, but hey, more or less it does work. The second experiment is shark feeding time. That's what I'm naming it. But we're going to start with our minifigure first. She's our scientist here. She does also have a double-sided head. Pretty cool. Nice print work. And she also does come with the stick with what I believe is some kind of a tracker she's got to tag the shark with. So, nothing too special there. And we have the food supply, some kind of coral type thing with maybe fishes. I think these are supposed to be fishes or whatevers, we don't know. Surrounding the seaweed to protect it. It's not too bad, but we'll get to the fun part here in a second. First we got to cover everything. And this is the invent portion, which is a homemade boat. There's no instructions for this. You have to come up with your own idea. So I just came up with something as best as I could. At least it's somewhat seaworthy. It doesn't tip over while it's on a workbench. So, and yeah, everything that you see with graphics in this set are printed. There's no stickers, which is even better. Now we're going to get to the shark, and this thing is probably the most hideous, pathetic looking creature I've ever seen. You know, this fin and torsos move and all that stuff, and yeah, and this is the solve. You had to put teeth in, so you had to play dentist for the day. I mean, just looking at that right there alone looks pretty creepy, doesn't it? It looks like, in addition, he hasn't brushed in a long time. I mean, it just, you had to come up with your own method to have him eat that over there. So, how does that work? Well, he's supposed to take his crooked telescopes and studs and bricks to kind of eat the fish. You just use these right here. You're supposed to go like this and just start chomping down on things. And yeah, you can see where the problem with this one here is. And I barely can get it to work. I only had it working one time during the demonstration on the second channel. And this is more or less just something that you're going to have to track down all the parts. Each just sit on here for him to scoop up. Now, if these were floating, yeah, I'm sure it'd be a lot easier for him to eat these than being on these sticks. but it was not really an exciting one to put together. I'd say this one was not that interesting. I was bored putting this one together. Even the boat didn't give you anything really big to build with. You had a bunch of medium pieces. You had to just cobble a boat out of this. So this is as best as I can come up with. So basically, she's supposed to get into the homemade raft that I wouldn't trust even with my own life, but she wants to go in there. And she's just meant to take this, and she's going to just try to tag this thing here, like that. Just tag it somehow. And that's it. So I think the objective of this one here was feeding time and tagging the shark. And that was it. There wasn't really anything exciting with this model. I wasn't too thrilled with it. So I'd say out of both of these, this one here was a bust. The penguin belly slide one wasn't too bad, but this one here, not so much. I wasn't too happy with it. And all around though, yeah, I think this experiment here was just, it just wasn't keeping my interest. It wasn't the color scheme on it. And the build quality of this, these can easily just come out. So, and it's just too many little parts to mess with on it. But what are my thoughts on both these models? I mean, what are my true feelings on this set? Well, here they are. So let's start my thoughts and opinions with play value. And honestly, the first one was pretty fun. The second one here wasn't so much. So this one here I can see being expanded on and used for other creations. I also see this one being used as maybe a ski slow or a snowboarder's paradise. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do with this one here. This one, yeah, not too much. This was more like a failed experiment than anything else. So there is some play value, but not a whole lot. Build quality on this set, it was okay, but I'd say it's more or less average to below average. Why? Pressing parts down on this right here, feel like this piece is about to crack. This 16 by 16 stud plate, the only support is right here. There's very little to nothing here. You have to hold underneath to press these pieces on there. And a lot of people don't do that, so imagine this just cracking in the middle. That's not pretty good. In addition to the boat, this can come apart very easily. They don't give you a whole lot of large pieces as well as the shark's teeth. It just feels like everything was just kind of rushed on this model. Like it's ready to fall apart. So I'm just going to say build quality was it just wasn't there with this one. My build experience in the set was just average. Some parts of it were pretty interesting, like come up with your own boats and stuff. At least we're using our imagination as well as with the problem solving. But I just could not really get into this build. It was just not really my taste. I think it might be just the abundance amount of white in here and the shark with the unbrushed teeth. I don't know. It's just this set just wasn't really cutting it in terms of engagement with the build. But up to 2 people can build the set at the same time. So you and a partner can experiment and have fun joking about the set and how bad it is. I mean, can't win them all, but this one here I'd say was not that interesting. And for the score of this set, I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 8 out of 10. Just for build quality, it was just mostly just an airy build that just was built very basic. It just wasn't sturdy enough for me. I just feel like this one was just more just a really crude parts pack set than anything else. And these educational sets, they're not really that entertaining in terms of, would I be able to come back and play with something like this? No, I would probably just rob the parts off this, just being flat honest with you. And for $49.99, I was expecting a little bit more. That's a bit pricey for something like this. Yes, you're getting printed pieces, you're getting big pieces, and you're getting a group build, but it just seems like this one was just a miss. Well, for me anyways, I just wasn't too thrilled about this. And honestly, comparing this to the last educational set, these are just average Lego sets. There's just nothing special about them. It's just more or less just brick-built inventions that anybody could just put together out of their own Lego collection. So this one here I'd say is great for maybe starting out, but as far as for an educational institution, not too much. It has some educational value to it, especially with the penguins and the shark, or the whale. I think it's a whale. I don't even know what this thing is still. That's how bad it is. I don't even know what it is. You know, I think it might be a blue whale. I think that's what the book said. I just call it a shark because it's got teeth like a shark. But honestly, I'm just not too happy with this one. So an 8 out of 10. That's the best I can do on it. But other than that, though, there was no stickers to fuss with. It does come with the brick separator. So if you make a mistake or you want to change something out, even better. But yeah, my final thoughts on this set, if I saw this, I would happily pass up on it. But tell me what you think.